PC Focus reports Sweet Baby Inc.'s Chris Kindred is now trying to get Capcom to remove Asmongold from being a pawn in Dragon's Dogma 2 for quote-unquote harassment. Chris Kindred, isn't that the person that hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people saw harass a Steam user, a Brazilian Steam user for making the SPI detected group, like trying to get the whole group banned and like trying to get that dude's personal account like banned too. And so now they're apparently on Twitter trying to cause damage to Asmongold, which is arguably harassment right there. Let's check out the picture provided by PC Focus. So we've got Dragon's Dogma saying, introducing the second round of Dragon's Dogma 2 official pawns now join the fray, and including Asmongold right there, with Chris Kindred apparently responding to that, quote tweeting it and saying, "That's crazy. Isn't one of these people is an active part..." What? That's crazy. Isn't one of these people is an active participant in a harassment campaign? Ugh, how dare these gamers discuss corruption in the AAA games industry. We can't have that. Us Corpos need to keep our money and keep our grift going. We better call it a harassment campaign. Yeah, okay. Responses include, you know, if SBI didn't want to come off as bad as it already is, they probably'd get rid of Kindred ASAP, but let's be honest, they don't care. As well as most likely signaling Asmongold for daring to touch the issue. You know, it's crazy too. If you're not on Twitter, you probably haven't seen this, but on Twitter, there's been a lot of journalists, a lot of Corpo journalists, you know, gaming journals and all that, trying to defend SBI. And gamers are constantly posting the very bigoted tweets that SBI employees have said, which includes bigotry against white people, black people, Jewish people, gay people, and probably more that I'm not aware of. And so these screenshots get posted to the journos, and gamers are like, yo, why aren't you denouncing this? Why are you saying nothing about this? None of you are ever acknowledging the bigotry over SBI. And they're always radio silent about that. They never denounce it or anything, while simultaneously trying to act like they're the most morally pure people out there and that they're just these innocent giant victims. Circling back to Asmongold and Dragon's Dogma, this tweet has also been going around where this, let's read the description here, a game critic / reporter at inverse.com, second best host of Girl Mode Pod. Anyways, the tweet reads, emerged from my COVID haze to see Capcom using someone who just mainstreamed a hate campaign against marginalized people in gaming to promote Dragon's Dogma, and I just wish the games industry weren't embarrassing and actively dangerous at every turn. I'm going back to bed. Massive amounts of marginalized people that this person is referring to have also been criticizing SBI, so they sound extremely dishonest and insincere, trying to play this identity politics game that just isn't working and is not true. And as you can see there, one of the responses says, nice try, the hate was from Chris and the media that propped him up, but keep trying. Next, we've got Grums responding to a tweet from this Ryan person who in their bio claims to be a freelance news writer for NME, amongst other things, where they said, Asmongold is a gigantic POS, and the reason we're currently in the midst of what can only be described as hell, even for people completely divorced from the current situation. The fact that Capcom has decided to platform him in any way is just disgusting. Grum saying, Cancel Pigs are going after Asmongold and trying to get people to unsponsor him, including Capcom USA. These people are the actual disgusting harassers that have terrorized gaming and comics for too long. Asmongold has a right to cover gaming and have opinions. So once again, a bunch of journos and their buddies trying to defend a bunch of corrupt corpos and bigoted corpos, and now trying to go after Asmongold because how dare he talk about this stuff, as you've seen. As long as people continue pointing out the hypocrisy, the bigotry, etc., of these various corpos in a reasonable manner, it's just going to keep going well for the gamers and not well for them. You know, they're getting more and more extreme as other people are simply pointing out what they're doing and saying things like, lol, I'm just not going to buy your games. And that's where I'll leave the segment. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. And if you did, please consider liking and or subscribing to the channel. I truly do appreciate your support, and I look forward to catching you in the next one. Have a great rest of your weekend.